Welcome, everybody. Mark Edward Davis here with Lana and Lana. And we're going to have a fun conversation tonight. Let me start off with the way it's going to go. And I encourage you to take notes because you'll have lots of questions. You can ask us in the Q&A afterwards, or if you're watching this on YouTube, put it in the comments and I'll answer them all personally. But let me kick this off because I want to explain a little bit about what brought us here. So let me share screen and we'll get this going. So this is going to be top 10 traits of Ukrainian women. And I want to give a little bit of background how I got to this. This first came up as, if you guys are familiar with Dream Connections, I conducted what I called roundtable interviews with the men after they were done with a tour. And I probably hundreds of guys, asked this question, but always in that interview, I asked the question, hey, after spending so much time with Ukrainian women this week, what are your impressions? How are they different from women in your country? Now, granted, these were all done from tours from like 2012 to 2021, say. So the answers may be a little dated, but it's good for conversation. And let's get into it. So here's the top 10 responses. First of all, they would say, you know what I loved about Ukrainian women? They just love being women. So of course I'd ask, well, why do you say that? And the first thing I asked was, what's it like back home in your home country? And they'd say, well, the women go back and forth between being feminine and masculine. They often want to compete in what they call a man's world. And it often feels like they just resent being women. And so for Ukrainian women, their observation was they just really seem to glow in feminine energy. And they just love being the woman and for the man to be the man. They love to dress beautifully to attract attention. And they love to find ways to show care. So having said that, then I get to turn this quick question to loving Lana. What is your impression of that? Do you think that's true? Ukrainian women just love being.
Oh, yes, of course. Women like to introduce
Yeah.
and to look in and care about how they look because it's make women more attractive. So women feel comfortable how they looking, how they dress it, how they have shape, for example, and it's really make more attractive and more status, for example, for women, and they feel more free. I can tell.
Wow,
Yeah.
really? That's interesting. Well, how does it give a woman like status? Just be feeling beautiful, feeling attractive, feeling like a woman?
It's about how you look and how you feel inside you, how you can show yourself for another.
Mm,
So this is make more really feelings.
cool. And you'd say you love being a woman.
Yeah.
Okay. Point one established. This could go quick. We'll see. This could be fun. All right. Number two. Point number two is they were just authentic and no games. They're sometimes bluntly honest. So again, I asked them, okay, well, what's it like with your women back home? And they're saying like so many games are played. And I mean, what did that mean? And they say like, well, there's this no contact rule after first dates. I don't know if you ever heard of this. But after you have a first date with a American woman, you're supposed to like both not talk to each other for 3 days.
Hmm.
And if you violate that, then you're obviously too pushy or needy or desperate or something. But it's like it's all these rules that they have for dating. And of course, a lot of the women play very hard to get so that they always stay in control. And I think that's what a lot of the guys say is like the women always want to be in control of the dating. Um, they don't show genuine interest. So even if a woman is interested, she doesn't want to let the guy know. Now, maybe that's just true of women, but I'll ask more in a minute. And you never really know what they're thinking because they're just not, they won't answer something directly or honestly. And again, this is what I got from between 2012 and 2020. So maybe some things are changed. And I think there is honestly a shift in the Western culture to what we're calling traditional women, women who want to come back to the feminine roles and all the rest of that. But again, the men were saying that the Ukrainian women just seem genuine. sincere. They showed appreciation for men for even the smallest little gestures that they did, and they're honest to be appreciative. And but they're also so honest and direct they catch a man off guard. They'd ask him questions like, "Well, why did you do that? Well, what were you thinking?" And the guy's like, "Oh, my favorite example. You'll love this one." So I had a very large, I'll just say, fat man on my tour one time, but he was wonderful. He was a nice guy, good personality, and he was dating with on a date with a woman, and it's so funny. She just looked at him and says, "You're fat." And he's ready to be offended. And she goes, you've not had a good woman in your life to cook for you. I will cook you healthy food. I will help you. And it was like, and it blew him away. And I had to say, you have to understand that for them, they're almost looking for a way that they can add value to your life. What can I do to make your life better? Why would I be here? Right? What can I do? And then she is looking for it, and she sees, oh, you're overweight. I can help you. I'll cook you healthier food. You've just needed a good woman in your life, just as an example. So it's interesting.
Yeah, and I can tell for Ukrainians and for women, if they find somebody for abroad, like international relationship, and okay, we have different mentality, we have different views, imagines, for example, and for example, it's different, like Ukrainians men looking, and if we don't like something, okay, like shape, like fat, or like slim, for example, or not looking like we want. I mean, like clothes, wearing clothes. So Ukrainian women can change everything with men. Just ask, you should do this, or can I help you to do like this? So everything is working, and it's easy to find a common way to be, to looking, to attractive, to do something. So it's like together to work.
It's true. And I guess my point would be, guys, don't take offense if she says that. She's trying to add value to your life. If you have a chance to go shopping with the Ukrainian women, go. Go, because they have a great sense of style. You'll come out there looking like $1,000,000 and you had no idea. And she just wants to be proud of you. She wants to be proud walking around with you. She wants you looking good, and she'll help you pick all this stuff. And I didn't even put this in the slide, just my observation. Ukrainian women are very conservative financially. They don't want you to be wasting a lot of money. They don't want to, they'll find things that are inexpensive. They don't want you spending a lot. So on both, they want you looking good, but at the same time, they'll help you save money. Fair enough?
It's true.
Okay. All right. Next. Let's see here. Now, this one, I would say maybe there's a little culture shift in the West, but what the guys would tell me on these roundtable interviews is that they just noticed that the Ukrainian culture honors men more. And I said, well, compared to what? What's it like back home? And they said, well, men are seen, accused of being the cause of all problems. There's a very anti-male bias, at least there was during that time from 2012 to 2020. That may be shifting a little bit, but men are often shamed even for being flirtatious. I remember there was even a Gillette commercial that they did where the guy was going to flirt with a girl, and the other guy's, "Hey, buddy, no, no, be cool." And it's like, why? Why wouldn't a girl want to be flirted with? Like, the man sees her attention, he gives her a compliment. But in the American workforce, you can even get sexual harassment charges with your company and get a written up a violation. So there's a lot of things where being a man, it hasn't been honored. And why is it not okay just to go out and have some beers with your friends and be a guy? And you see a pretty woman, say, "Wow, you look hot." You know, Men aren't appreciated. This is something I'll say. Oh, we got a couple comments in the chat. Thanks, guys, for chiming in. I appreciate that. Toxic masculinity. Yeah, that's the catchphrase. Toxic masculinity. And that's what men are being accused of in a bad way. Men, there's no such thing as toxic masculinity. Masculinity is healthy, and good masculinity preserves, saves, defends, and provides for the women in the culture. Anyway, they said, for Ukrainian women, and really honestly, just in Ukraine in general, men are respected for being the man. They own the businesses, they have leadership positions, and the women just want them to be good men who are in charge, good men who are running the businesses, but they expect it. It's assumed that men are going to do the hard work, the tough jobs, and they're appreciated for that. and the men are valued if they have romantic efforts. And also, where's my little mouse here? Here we go. Men are appreciated if they actually provide for their families. It's like, wow, take care of this man. He's doing good. He's taking care of the family. So what are your thoughts on that?
About what?
About what?
I need a translator.
You need a translator. don't run the horses. What is it?
Don't push horses.
Don't push the horses. It's a Ukrainian song. It's hilarious. This guy's trying to learn English and he's messing up.
Sometimes if I don't understand, so we just have like fun, and I say I need translator.
I need a translator. It's cute. So this was under the idea, just in general in Ukraine, that they respect men. Men are honored for being men. You don't know, Sam? Okay. Next, let's keep going. That was my impression. 90% of the women have healthy body weights. And I said, well, what's it like back home?
Yes, it is true.
She said, it's true. We're going to get to this in a second. Back home, 65% of all women are overweight, and 35% are crossover into obesity. It's not a high priority on women for personal discipline or working out. We Ukrainian women, 90% of those in this dating age range, all you guys are going to be dating 20, 45. They have healthy body weights. Most women do some kind of exercise. They go to the gym, they do yoga, they do running. It's rare to find some woman who doesn't have some physical fitness thing that they're really into. So before we go on to the next one, let's stop right there. What is your opinion about?
We like to be like female and to feel like healthy body. So that's for us is very important to looking so pretty, so younger, and we a lot care about our body, our shape, how we are looking. And mostly Ukrainian women, they never looking on their age. So if, for example, a natural age, 30, 40 years, 5 years less, they can look.
Yeah, 10 years less for you.
Even 10. 10 years, okay, exactly.
For you, for sure. So anyway, it is true. And if you guys come here, we used to do a thing on the tours. In the mornings, we'd have our breakfast on the patio at the hotel. And I'd tell the guys, okay, anytime you can find 30 seconds when there's not a woman going by who would be a 7 to a 10 hot in your world, tell me when you see 30 seconds when you don't see one. Never. I never had a guy who couldn't sit. Instead, they're all going, oh, look at that one. Look at this one. And so it's just something in the culture. For whatever the reasons, they just, I think their mamas always tell them to always look pretty.
Yeah.
So, all right, we'll keep going here. By the way, before I keep going in the chat, I want to hear from you guys. Is this good? Are you enjoying this? You guys are good?
Okay.
Oh yeah, 80% of the world's models come from Ukraine. I actually had a guy come on a tour who was one of the scouts for a New York modeling agency. He came to Kyiv every year for women. All right. So in this new quote, women expect men to lead the relationship. I go, okay, compared to what? What's it like back in your country? And the first thing they said, just women seem to compete for the leadership in the home. It's like they don't want to be led. In fact, they want to make sure they have equal power in the home. Women want to keep control of the dating and relationship from men. And the men who want to lead are seen as presumptive or rude. But for Ukrainian women, they would never think to initiate first contact. This is very interesting, guys. Man must initiate. We'll get into our story a little bit, how we met, maybe another time or maybe later today. But we're commenting because she was on a Dream Connections tour in 2014, but obviously we weren't available and singular looking. And we kept in touch just socially. Really, she's the only girl that did. Of 1,000 women I had, every Christmas or New Year, she'd say, Happy New Year, Mark. Hope you're well. Happy birthday, whatever. And but it was like what'd you say, in January? You saw the video I did in Odessa, right?
So this video.
And something in her sparked up, and she says, "Oh, I wonder, he's in Ukraine. I wonder, And so she started, but she says, I would not initiate the first message. And why is that true? You just don't want to, it's not the woman's place, right?
Yes. Mhm.
Okay. Women, Ukrainian women deeply desire to follow a good, strong man. And Ukrainian women are most relaxed in relationship when the man leads. Would you say those things are true?
Yes, it's true.
Go ahead. What else would you add to that? Is it speak more?
You know my thoughts.
I do know your
And
thoughts.
you can, guys, understand what I think.
I know, but they want to hear from you. You guys want to hear from her, right?
I just a little worry about my English.
Crazy, right? Guys ask me, how do the girls here speak English? And I say, yeah, but sometimes they're nervous because even when they speak good English, they're self-conscious, I guess you'd say. See, Alan says, your English is good. So it's awesome. All right, let's keep going. And next point. Traditional values, women in Ukraine value family first and hard work. And again, I asked the guys, well, compared to what? And they said, well, back home, careers and personal agendas seem to come first to the women. This is what they're telling me. Women often complain that life is hard and they do too much work. Serving the man comes only in equal proportions as how he's serving her, and she measures. So, Ukrainian women, family always comes first before career. It's her man first, then children, then their extended family and friends. Ukrainian women don't complain about hard work, which is really amazing. They expect it. They work 6 days a week here, guys. If you have a job here as a Ukrainian woman, you work 6 days a week. She's nodding her head if you can't see the small picture in the camera. Ukrainian women see that serving her husband and family is just an expected part of being a woman. Would you say that's true?
Yeah, it's true. Ukrainians women like to at first they like to be like independent, to mean something. So it's not about just to wait somebody like a man and to. So Ukrainian women like to create own life, for example, to have something, to be independent, to be like
Self-supporting.
yeah, supporting, yes. But anyway, they want to be like a woman that to somebody care. So it's not about just men should be cared, should be how to say
Provide.
provide. It's like together should be to work together, to create family together, to be educated, to be smart, to be no, to bring something to family
To the family.
Да, no. Not just be nothing do, just live, just and do something for family too, just to bring
value to the family.
yes.
Okay, tell me if I'm wrong. This is just my observation, what I see. I think, by the way, and I'll get to this in a minute on Ukraine careers, the Ukrainian women are very educated in the population. I think the reason that most women stay educated is because they don't know if the man will stay. So they have to be able to provide for themselves.
Yeah. So women do this everything because if you not create a family, don't create a family. For example, women should be to follow this life, to be strong, to everything cover this life, to have stable life, like to stable life.
Now, if a good man comes along who can provide, so she has a choice to work or not work, then what does that change for her? To be able to choose, I can work or not work. I have a good man who provides for me.
Man,
okay. One of my theories is that the feminine heart of a woman wants to be soft and cared for. and she wants to help. She always wants to contribute to the family and do something of value,
No.
right? And so if she comes into the family and by her working, it adds value because she helps make money for the family, that's great. If the family doesn't need money, then she would probably put her emphasis on doing what she can to take care of the family in the house.
That is possible. That is
Mhm.
possible. And to be with man, to support him, to motivate him.
That's true. They're very good motivators. I guess my thought on is we talked about this a little bit is the family comes first. So her reason for once she's in a relationship with a good man for working or not working has to do with the family. What's best for the family? What's best for him?
Yes, you mean that a woman should be work or not?
Right. Whether women should work or not, the
If-
motivation is whether what is the best for the family. For me to work, I'll work. If it's for me to
Yes, you mean
right.
together.
Or just
It's,
you
it
have your
doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how we decide how we want.
Mhm.
So if, for example, I would like to work, or Ukrainian woman like work, so she can work. If she create like family, for example, have a children, she can stay at home, for example, and care about family, care about children. It doesn't mean that she need to go immediately to go to work,
To career.
to career and leave everything, leave family, leave husband, leave children, just to go to career. No, it should be. That's why we start to have to be educated, to be create for ourselves, and then just to care about family, create family, and to be with family. So
Exactly.
if it should be, and it's need for family to work together, so why not?
Right.
We can work together. If it's not necessary, for example, just care about family, just care about husband, children, so we stay at home.
See?
It's not a problem.
And that's the point that these guys were making. It's like a lot of women in
It's not
America will
about-
say, forget the family, I've got a career, I'm first.
It's not about Ukrainian women that they have career and they do all life
Mhm.
just concentrate on just for her career.
Mm.
Yes, it's always if you have a relationship, if you have family, if you have a husband, so we separate like job and family. So mostly important start be like family values.
Right.
Yes, family values. Yes,
Yeah,
like
traditional
that.
values. But what I encourage you guys to do is when you find your wife, your fiance, whatever you guys end up doing with the lady you want to start moving a life together with, is ask, most of us guys are generous. We like to be the providers. We want to ask them, is this something you just love to do, that I could support you in? Do you want to continue doing whatever your profession is in America and I could help you with that? Or would you just rather be at home or help me in my business? And so it's the conversation that you have together as you're building a family. And the focus is on what do we want in our relationship? And I find a lot of guys are generous that way. They're just like, if I find you and you leave all of your life to come be with me, how can I make it great for you? How can I give you a great life? And if you don't have to do this job to survive for your income, what would you love to do if it didn't matter? Or nothing. And some women go, I've been doing this because I had to pay the bills, but if I had a choice, I'd really love to get into whatever, painting or art or music or something else. And so that gives us something we can do to give our woman freedom for the first time in their life, not have to be so responsible for everything. It's all on them, all this heaviness, and create an atmosphere of a real lightness of being for them, just an ease from the pressures of life. And if you haven't yet, go through the romantic mastery course on that I did on a lot of these topics. And I think that you guys will really learn how to make a joy between you two, that there's always a lightness to what you do. There's no heaviness. It's just bliss. I had to teach her the word bliss, and she goes, yeah.
What is it already?
She knows. And so to keep that going. All right, let's go to the next one. You guys enjoying this? Give me some of the chats. Give me some yes. Terry's always good for typing in the chats. I know. Okay. And we'll keep this going over here. Yeah, baby. David's like, all good, David says. Yes, Dwayne says. I love it. Okay. They always, the Ukrainian women always dress their best. And so, of course, I go to the same thing. So, what's different in your countries? And again, this may have changed a little bit since that 2012 to 2020 time period. But guys would tell me it's not uncommon to see women wearing sweatpants, t-shirts, and fuzzy slippers to go shopping. Yes, and I have to tell you, it's funny. I've even seen those in the airports. Women dress with little sense of fashion over there, except for special occasions. Or career women might dress nicely, but it's interesting when career women dress nice in America and the West, it's often very masculine clothes. It's nice career clothes that are meant for them to compete in a man's world, right? Um, David said,
Right.
my ex-wife said her impression of American dress style is that it all came from the trash.
Funny.
Funny. For Ukrainian women, they're always going to dress to impress because they expect it of themselves and they reflect their social circle. So let me explain that a little bit. What I find is women here, they always understand that everywhere they go, they could either run into their future boss, a future man that could be their man, or at least they represent their family.
Mm-hmm.
They wouldn't want their mama to hear say, I saw your daughter out there and she looked like crap, so it's like they think about that. They think about, and especially if they're married, they always want their man to be proud of them, even if they're not together, that, wow, your wife looked really terrific. So they see this as a standard for themselves. They wouldn't, in fact, I think I have in the notes here, women will wear dresses, heels, just to go to the grocery store.
Yes, it's true. If I want to go to the bread, for example, to the shop, I need to have like elegant dress and heels. Yeah.
And Ukrainian women may take 2 hours to prepare themselves to be beautiful for a date, even if it's a first date. Right?
It's attractive, right?
Yes, of
For
course.
men, I mean.
Yes. But I'd love to hear from you guys, and you could save it for you can put in the chat or doing the Q&A afterwards. But I'm curious if you guys have gone on first dates with women who dress like they just, came from doing the yard work. I see you guys laughing. It's like, yeah, we know those stories. That's true. All right, let's keep going here. I'm having fun. Chivalry. They expect men to act as gentlemen. It's expected.
They expect me to act
As gentlemen.
Oh, like gentlemen. Yes, this is very important
Very
for Ukrainian, for women.
Okay, we're going to get to this. So
open the door, to take a chair, to take a hand.
yes, a
Yeah.
hand. Very important.
Mhm.
Is it important back home? It's the opposite. These guys were saying, look, for a man to hold a door for a woman is often seen as an insult to her, as if she doesn't have the ability to open her own doors. A man's effort to be chivalrous is often seen as diminishing to them, as somehow that they are inferior. And for a man to compliment a woman on her appearance can be seen as sexist. And then for men, then it's like, well, then screw it. They become lazy. Oh, we got some more comments in the chat here. Oh, great. Benny says, I've never had a negative feedback when opening a door. That's great.
Yeah.
That's great. For Ukrainian women, like she said, it's expected. The man opens the doors. They're attentive to their safety. If they're walk on the right side of the street, traffic, watch them, pay the check on the dates, be the gentleman.
Mm-hmm.
They love it when a man compliments them on their beauty. You look.
It's all should be all time compliments. It's make how to say more.
Make you feel warm.
Yes, warm, and it means that he's interested in a woman.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't know how to, we're afraid to compliment women back home. They're saying, oh, that's it. So you're only interested in my outward appearance, huh? You don't want to care about me. And it's here is like, they just want the compliment. Tell them their dress is beautiful. Tell them their hair is beautiful. Tell them they look fantastic. Tell them thank you for all the work to get ready. You obviously did a lot. It's fantastic, and it'll never go wrong. It does not backfire here. Now, in Ukraine, women go crazy in a good way when a man does something like bring flowers or some small gift. In fact, at Dream Connections, we encourage, even on your first date, just bring some chocolates, some Raffaellas, or something, right?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like action to show that you care about woman and you want to make happy her. Just since it's, yeah, I can't tell about something expensive, something gift. So just something small thing, and it's very pleasure for women,
Mhm.
Ukrainian women.
And I think that in this attitude of being a gentleman, the woman wants to feel like she's treasured by him,
Yeah. Mhm.
that she's special. And I also teach this in the course, guys, that the number one desire of a woman's heart is to feel pursued. And by doing that, you're sending the message that of all the women in the world, nobody matters. I want to just get to know you. You fascinate me. And every little sign they can do to make them feel special just wins in a big way. Да?
Да, it's true.
Да?
Да.
Oh. All right. Let's keep going here. What do we got? Number 9. They're smart, educated, and have playful humor. So back home,
It's about women.
about women,
Mhm.
women are smart, but always in a way of self protection. They don't want to allow themselves to ever be seen as less than a man. And there's a competing thing. Many women are educated, but by their own standards. And by the, if they became manager at the paint store, then they feel like that's education enough. It's more difficult to be playful with women in the West, um, because men often feel they're walking on eggshells, waiting for some kind of backlash. And women, most have advanced degrees. Most have college degrees here. They have a master's degree, PhD. Lana has a law degree, medical certifications. And again, because they're always prepared to have to support themselves in case the man in their life doesn't stay. So it's like their mamas insist, the culture of women insists, they push this, that they have to stay educated for their own futures. Now, interesting, Ukraine, statistically, you can Google this, and I don't know if what the numbers are during the war. I don't know how they count it, but prior to the war, Ukraine is always in the top 10 most educated people of countries. US is number 32. Okay. So the benefit is that you're always going to have a conversation with them on about any topic because they're educated and they're sharp.
We even have two educations, for example.
Yeah.
For example, like lawyer and economist.
Economist.
Economist, for example, we don't choose just one way because we want to develop and to understand different
Yeah. Fields of skills
yeah.
and thoughts. Wow. That's interesting.
Mhm.
Um, I find the humor of Ukrainian women to be legendary, and they're very playful. They're very fun. They have, and here's the thing that's interesting. Um, I found that like back home, we would there's this humor called sarcasm,
Mhm.
right? And in America, sarcasm can be a real tool to hurt somebody. But here, it's like the cutest, funnest thing, that they just tease you with, and it feels adorable. But it takes a really sharp mind.
We do too much the sarcasm, but it's not looking like to hurt a person. It's looking just for fun,
For
for
fun,
joke. Yes, to create a good mood.
right?
Yeah.
And if you guys have never experienced positive sarcasm, it is delightful. You feel flattered. It's fun. It's sharp. It's smart. Benny's nodding his head back there because, yeah, I know what you mean. It's you feel, it's like one time I had a birthday. My office did a prank on me. They did a prank where I was going to be arrested for having a gun in my car, and they had two police guys come in. They set the whole thing up. I thought it was real, and then after the police guy drove me off in his car, he turned around and came back, and they were all there, surprise and party. And I was like, I hate you guys, but it was the honest one of the greatest compliments I ever had. The girls aren't going to quite go that far, but in a way, if they tease you and rattle you, you will know because you can feel it in their heart that it's playful and it's cute, and it's a way to razz you,
Or sometimes to scare.
to scare you. Anyway, all right, let's keep going. And the last one I had here was on the idea of understanding healthy sexuality. And so, again, the same thing. Well, what does that mean? Well, back home, sex in relationships is used as a bargaining chip to reward good behavior. If you're a good boy, maybe I'll do something for you. Honestly, guys, I would divorce over that. That's like you don't take something so personal and sacred and make it something as cruel as a reward, bargaining reward or something. I don't know. I just that's my thing. I think that's unbelievable, but I know it's true. I've heard from you guys. Many also women on the other side, they carry shame from their past. Women in the West, once they've had any bad experience with sex, they just turn it off and it doesn't allow them to ever relax and enjoy again. And I hear that from guys trying to help their women to come out. And a lot of women say they don't find pleasure in sex. She's smiling already. Women look forward to wonderful intimacy, Ukrainian women, with a man they trust. They are more liberated to enjoy everything. A married woman sees herself as the man's outlet for his desires and makes herself available at his wish. So, any comments on that?
On this no topic. Sex is very important in a relationship, and it should be. And it's should be like natural, everything. Yeah,
Natural, yeah.
yeah,
And enjoyable.
enjoyable. Yeah.
All right. Let's see. I only tease the ones I like. Oh, yeah, it's on the last one. Thanks, David. That's good. So to wrap this up, and then we'll go to Q&A. Here's the top 10 traits again. Ukrainian women love being women. They're authentic, very direct sometimes. Ukrainian culture seems to honor men more. And if you guys have traveled overseas, you can go to Latin America or parts of Asia and feel the same thing. It's just being a man is you go, wow, I felt like a king being over there. 90% of healthy body weights. They expect the men to lead in the relationship. Traditional values is family first, hard work, dress their best. They appreciate men acting as gentlemen, chivalry, smart and educated, and understanding healthy sexuality. So the result of that, men feel admired and appreciated when they're dating Ukrainian women. Men feel accepted, which is so cool and beautiful because it allows them to be themselves. Especially, I deal with a lot of nice people, guys who have nice guy syndrome, and the thing that helps us break out of nice guy syndrome is to realize that whatever we say, they're okay with, and also it allows us to be ourselves and to speak more and say more and be comfortable. We're not walking on eggshells, but we can truly enjoy romance. And Western men, that's you guys, and Ukrainian women are both generally giving people, which sustains relationships for the long term. And so I'll give you a little bit of that in a second for how to get a free consultation on all this stuff. But, and again, I don't want to besmirk all Western women. I have two daughters. They both are traditional in values, they're feminine. And, but I'm finding as I talk to guys frustrated in the dating scene, they keep getting some of these things over and over again. And therefore they find, of interest to how do I meet one of these Ukrainian women and do all that. So right before I go into the Q&A here, and I hope you guys took notes and you have lots of questions ready, but this is what we're doing with relaunching Dream Connections. This business I had for 12 years, created over 400 marriages. And what we're doing right now is the ladies we're still in touch with, guy will come on and do a virtual Zoom, basically a Zoom dating with a matchmaker. And so you get a free consultation with the matchmaker first. You talk, she gets to know you, what you're looking for. And if it's a fit, then you start and she'll start sending you profiles. She'll say, this I think is a good fit. She'll say, what about these? And you look through them. And when you come up with 8 that you think, yeah, I'd love to meet these ladies, she contacts them and sets up a 3-way Zoom call. So the 3 of you talk. She may translate. Sometimes the girls even speak good English, would rather have a translator so they're not nervous, And you go through the process. She'll coach you afterwards on how to maybe, hey, she really liked this. Maybe you didn't notice it. She'll help you with that. Say this more next time. Or this girl is really into. So you get all this feedback from your matchmaker. And once you find one where the 2 of you really have chemistry, that's your relationship. So now we give you, both you guys, your contact info as you wish, and you start chatting, video calling, and pick a time you can go meet her in person. And that's what we call our virtual quest tour program. And for right now, through the end of September, we're doing a huge discount. It's normally $2,500. It has been for 10 years. I've never discounted the price, but I'm really excited for the guys who want to dive in. As we're re-kicking off the company, it's only $1,500 just between now and then. Even if you do it later in January or something of next year, pay for it now before the end of September, and we'll get into that with you. Alan says, what percentage of men found a partner? Okay, here's my statistics, and this is just raw numbers. We averaged about 125 men per year in our tours, and statistically, we had 83% started a relationship with somebody from one of our programs. 83% started a relationship. Interestingly enough, 50% of those went on to be married. It's an actually staggering number if you consider any other dating service. It was staggering. And so that's where we came up with, over the years, we had more than 450 marriages. And that's our focus, is finding people who want to find that one to spend their life with, whether they, as Terry said, whether they legally get married or just see the world together is totally up to you. But that's our focus, is people who want to find their life partner, their soulmate. And that's what all my training is on. It's on about finding chemistry, pursuing that, and all the rest. Trevor, you're welcome. We're happy to do that. Thanks for the good comments. Dwayne says, thank you, Mark and Lana. And David says, thanks to us and Lana too. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much. A pleasure.